Oh.
Welcome to the Rob and Kale podcast. Rob Sanders.
Some would be entertained by it. Some would be horrified by
Kale Carolina Jackpot Hall.
All would be interested in it.
The Rob and Kale podcast.
All right, and welcome in to the Rob and Kale podcast. I'm Rob Sanders. My podcast partner is in the upstate. He's listing himself as Carolina Jackpot Mr. Perfect, but he's coming to us in a blurred vision tonight, Jackpot.
I don't know what's going on here.
There you go. That's better. It was like maybe I don't know. Maybe you were enjoying some barbecue potato chips and touched the lens.
Well, I was watching something on this thing the other day, and I might have got something on the. Never mind. It's good to be here.
Well, what I would have said is that on that device you were recording on Rockabilly 864 on the wonderful TikTok app. The review you did on the Mike's, what is it? The Oots, the triple hot potato chips? I forget what it was called.
3 times hotter hot honey potato chips.
All right. Well, yeah, maybe that's what it was. That's what a piece of it was. So, to my right, I am watching the New England Patriots play the Washington. I call them the Commandos. They're the command. I call them the Commandos because I think that's better. But Jeff Driscoll's out there throwing the ball around for them in his 7th season in the pros. Out there doing his thing. So
damn.
7-0 New England in the second quarter. Drake May out there with a touchdown pass to former Gamecock Kevin Harris, catching the the pass out there in the flat, getting vertical going into the end zone.
All right.
I mean, a good play for him. Remember when he played Jackpot and he had like the big season as a running back, and he had a good enough offensive line to lead the conference in rushing, basically. You remember that guy, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He's still doing it for the New England Patriots there. So there you go.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so here's what we got.
Mad T-Sipper over in the comment section is trying to troll me. It says Utz chips are atrocious. Probably never even had Utz chips. Probably just over there talking shit. But that's fine.
Well, good, whatever. Don't be mocking the chips, man. All right, so Jackpot, let's take a quick look at the leaderboard here for the Callaway's Pick'em Challenge. Weird-ass games yesterday, Jackpot. We'll talk a little about each one of them, but I got to tell you, let's look at the Pick'em Challenge here. Let's bring it up here. People are still getting into the challenge, Jackpot. You were telling me that earlier.
People are still getting in. They still got a chance here. We had some people somehow or another, they lucked out and went 4-0 on this. But, a lot of people like to do nothing but pick underdogs. And if that was your thing, then you did well yesterday. But I'm here to tell you that strategy's not going to work all season long. It'll end up backfiring on you. So, well,
we don't argue with hardware. For the first week here, week 0, your champions are Daddy-O, John B. Withers, Noah Dale, Quentin Broom, Tally-Ho, Tennessee Boy, Tiger in the Burrow. Those are your 4. They picked all 4 games correctly. Took all 4 underdogs, and they are
looks like the average. Looks like most people got 1.
Yeah, the average, according to the form, was 1. 1 correct. And you could see the long list of people here that got into the 1 range. I ended up with 1, Rooster with 1. Jackpot, I think you ended up with 1, right? No, Jackpot got 0. Jackpot, I forgot about that. You tied with Carolina Pride, though, Jackpot. You were right there with the baloney, man.
Yeah, I was right there with the baloney man, and I think the Greg's Boiled Peanuts. I was right there. I think I was there with the Peanut Man too.
Well, right there with Christian Young, who is
so I was there with the food. Former champion Christian Young goes 0-4.
Yeah, how does that happen?
Future champion Carolina Jackpot goes 0-4, also 2.
Someone wants to refer to themselves as Rob is an idiot. Go Vols. Got 0. Fuck you. How's that working out for you? With your
Christopher Adams said Mama Tori got more right than Rooster.
Yeah, well,
she probably picks one of them that picks them by the helmet.
Well,
looks better.
That's the way it is. Anyway, that kind of worked out that way. So there you go. A couple of things real quick here. Several people were telling me I can't find the pick page. All right. Make it real simple for you. Next week's form is already up. Listen closely. It's at robandkaleshow.com. Already there for you. Go and check that out. It's also in the show description. It's also on the Facebook page. Now, if you
some people expect when they click on that link that it'll be right there. You have to scroll down and click again. So you got to click twice.
You click the page and it says submit your picks here. Click here and then it'll take you to the form.
Yeah.
So I know some folks get struggle with that, but that's the way it is. All right. I was able, since they had the lines out for the week 1 games now, I went ahead and made the form for this week. It's already up and ready for you. robandkaleshow.com. It's right there in the description. Go and get it. Also on the Facebook page. you can go and fill out your form for week 1 now. All right. It's Mike says that you can say what you want. That shit that wasn't there. Yes, it was. It was completely there. Same spot. Can't help you can't read, sir. Don't get pissy. People have a hard time with the whole scrolling down thing. I understand. It's always in the same spot. RobinFagalShow.com Facebook page, Robin Kale Show on Facebook, and on Wednesday nights it will be in the show description. So there you go. For that. Anyway, Jackpot. Let's talk about.
Get a few weeks under your belt, and it'd be, it'd be like waking up and putting your shoes on. Easy.
Yeah, you guys will have it, I'm sure. All right, so what game do you want to talk about? Yes, I am a smartass, Mike. You're absolutely right. Sorry. Deal with it. I am a smartass. Not gonna change because people.
He's also an asshole.
Yeah, I'm all that too.
According to some people.
Yeah. Unlike Kale, I don't plan on being mayor. So there you go with that.
Well, I do what I can.
You're gonna run for like mayor of Simpsonville, aren't you?
No. Well, I don't plan on living here in a few years.
Where are you gonna move to?
I'm moving to Pennsylvania. As soon as we can get things situated and get our young'un out of college or in whatever she's doing, my stepdaughter, and as soon as I know my son's good.
So you're going to the land of the Amish?
Hmm?
You're going to the land of the Amish up there? Are you going to grow a beard and all that good stuff?
Well, I already got a beard. So
but I mean like an Amish beard, like long.
No, I don't know if I can do all that. That seems like that'd be a little bit hot. Probably weigh me down. I'll probably look quite the same as I am here, but I plan on trying to purchase a route or something up there and try doing the same type of thing because I enjoy it. But I hate living here anymore. I mean, it's just too many people here. This area's grown up too much. It's just not the same. And I like it there. So yeah, I can still do it because the internet travels.
Yeah, you do the show from anywhere.
Uncle Lou plans on moving to Las Vegas.
Well, that should work. Uncle Lou in Las Vegas. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway. So which game do you want to talk about first, Jackpot?
Any of them, man. They were all. I mean, that was. Now I didn't see any of the late night game. I'm sure you didn't either.
I actually found a backwater stream. We'll just call it that.
Somebody was doing it on YouTube.
I was looking at it on X. Someone was streaming it on X.
Oh hell, I was dead asleep by that time anyway.
I was
all
awake.
I could do to stay up and watch the end of that Nevada game. What a damn nuts game that was. That's why, man, I have been hesitant on old SMU to pull the trigger on them being anything more than just a middle of the road SEC team this year. Not till they get some depth and stuff. They're getting pushed around on the line of scrimmage by Nevada.
Well, we'll get into that. That was a very weird game. I watched some of the Hawaii game, and Delaware State looked like they were hanging with them. It was very strange. Very strange there.
Well, how did it look? I mean, was Hawaii just like, were they just wet farting it up? Did it not look like they were putting a lot of effort in or something?
No, I mean, it looked like, let's be honest. Hawaii's not like, hey, we're going to bring down the world anyway. But what was this? I had a couple
35-14. I just know they're playing they're either playing UCLA this coming week or they're playing them the next week. And I just thought maybe they, I don't know, didn't want to show a lot because they might think they have a chance to actually beat UCLA, which they probably do. Excuse me.
So it looked like Hawaii got they got like the second drive, if I remember right, went down the field in about a minute and a half and scored a touchdown. and then they get the ball back, punt it, and then they return a punt for a touchdown, and they're up 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. And then all of a sudden, I'm thinking, well, shit, this isn't going to work. And Delaware State comes out and they get a couple of touchdowns, and it's tied. It's tied like right after the half, basically. And then Hawaii just kind of slowly pulled away. I mean, it wasn't like I never got the vibe that Hawaii was going to lose, but I also never got the vibe that that they were the most dominant team ever on that front. But
hey, 91 of you folks in here watching right now, we've got 17 likes. Can we get a few more likes on the live stream, please? Either now or when you leave or whatever you decide to do there. It really helps out the streams if you'll hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you.
Well,
if you like it. Now, if you don't like it, you don't have to hit a thumbs up. But
let's see here. What was it? Someone had a comment up there. Let's go ahead and address the Georgia Tech Florida State game.
Thank you, Biscuit.
When you look at that game, the big thing that came for me from that was you've seen all the hype with Florida State, and you've seen I seen the video where when Georgia Tech was getting off the bus, right? That one of the Florida State, I think it was one of the defensive players, was like staring him down, like looking at him like he's staring him down like he's shark. You know what I'm saying? Like just looking at chum or whatever. And Georgia Tech players just like they didn't give a shit. And then they went out, and I don't think Georgia Tech's the best team in the world, but they looked more physical. Their offensive line opened up holes that Jackpot and I both could run through and make some plays. And that's how they won the game.
Yeah, it's one thing to when somebody gets off the bus to stare them down. It's another thing to actually go out there and take on those offensive linemen and try to whip them at the line of scrimmage, and you didn't do that. You got whipped at the line of scrimmage. You got pushed around. Now, they looked okay to start the game. I thought the thing was going to be a blowout at first, but
I did too.
Yeah, it didn't turn out that way, and they've not. I don't think they've been focused this offseason. I don't think they were prepared, and and it was just a poorly coached game. And I got to question Mike Norvell, and I didn't understand the DJ Uiagalelei pickup out of the transfer portal. It didn't make any sense to me. I mean, he hasn't had these quarterbacks that this is the first one he's had to trying to you're trying to rehabilitate a guy who's played for 4 years already. And what he is. So the Florida State man should not be surprised that he sucks, because he sucked at Clemson. He sucked at Oregon State for the most part. And now he sucks for you. I think they thought they were going to be able to lean on the run game heavily this year, but I don't think they were counting on their offensive line getting bodied, basically. So,
I think you texted me at one point and said, I can't remember the exact text, but it's like, how could he have this numbers but look so shitty? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of the way it looked. It was like
he did. His numbers looked good, but he went and they threw a stat up right before half. It's what he was throwing for it was like the plays were going for a positive 1.5 yard average. So he's throwing a lot of shit behind the line of scrimmage, a lot of dink and dunk. He can't push the ball downfield. He can't. Just can't.
Well, I think he made one throw that wasn't like a throw out of the flat or a swing pass or whatever the hell it is you want to call it.
He threw one on a rope down there to set up that touchdown.
Right.
In the fourth quarter, or third quarter, I don't remember.
It was, the first drive. I mean, they marched down the field. They get the 2-point conversion, which why the hell are you going for two after you score on the first drive? fuck are you doing?
Well, that was a momentum builder, dude. That was Beamer ball, baby. That's some Shane Beamer stuff.
Well, that's why Shane Beamer won't be the coach at South Carolina in 2 seasons, because if he does fuckery like that,
well,
it's
what
come back
difference is if it works? I mean, who cares?
Well, in the end, it doesn't
Who
matter.
cares?
The better team yesterday was Georgia Tech, the team that didn't show their ass and run their mouths all summer and, yelling at Kirk Herbstreit and just acting like complete assholes. Yeah,
who was yeah? I don't. Uncle Lou talks about this a lot too. Who was yelling at? Who was tweeting
Brother,
at
they
and why? He's a fucking announcer. What the fuck?
He said something on the on the air that pissed them off about they shouldn't be in the play, something to that effect.
Oh my god!
So hold on, I want to give you the.
I think Paul Feinbaum has probably said way worse about teams than that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like what Herbstreit said was wrong, and they had the opportunity, and if they thought that they were going to be like the team that is going to prove everybody wrong, we should have been there, blah blah blah. Very simple. Go out and beat. If they went out and beat Georgia last year, they would have had a leg to stand on. You know what? You fucked us, and we beat your team here. That's supposedly one of the best teams in the country. That's what you could say, but you didn't. You went out there and got your face pumped, and then you come out this year, and all of a sudden we're supposed to be just, they're going to be, their ass hurt from last season, so they're gonna do their thing. Yeah, not so much. Not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised. I can't say I was surprised. I was kind of surprised to see them lose the game outright. I don't guess I was surprised to see Georgia Tech cover the number. I'd done a bet with Uncle Lou. I had Georgia Tech at minus 13.5, and I won that one. But it's the 10.5 number I was hesitant to take them because that's a difference in a key number there. I just thought that Florida State was the more talented team, anyway. Moving on to next week on that,
Yeah, well, where do they go from here? I mean, do you think any different of Georgia Tech, or do you think any different of Florida State? I mean, who ends up? Here's the thing, though.
I like Georgia Tech's coach, and I didn't really know a whole lot about him beforehand. Right. I just thought, okay, this is the guy who's interim coach. They gave it to him because nobody else wants a shitty job. But they interviewed him like after the game, and I'm like, I'm a fan of his now because I like the way he handled himself after the game. He just gave the reporter, he gave her like a little one-liner, and he said, "Got to go." He said, "We got another football game next week to get ready for. Thumbs up. See you. Bye."
Well, you said that in your video yesterday, and you talked about the whole Shane Beamer thing where.
Oh yeah. Oh God. He would be crying and talking about, how much this meant for the guys and blah, blah, blah.
We have found our joy. We found this means more to us than anything. They should rename Columbia. We beat Florida State. And
Kid would have been down there running around the fucking goalpost. And God almighty.
Jackpot, how does it feel to have just a bitch for a coach? In a man's game, you got a fucking bitch for a coach. Every time he starts whining, just I hope just shut up. Go win some fucking
He wouldn't be that bad if he didn't talk. Stop.
What a mess. All right, well, there you go with that. I mean, Florida State, their season is like they could, in theory, they could win out.
Oh, excuse me. I would be what's the word? I'd be telling you wrong if I were telling you to, going ahead and throw them on the wood pile. So, yeah, I mean, overreactions can be really strong especially early in the season.
Here's the thing, though. They have a history. they have a history of quitting. They do. So what's to make me think that they're not going to quit again? You got all these guys that are there that are mercenary players. What makes me think they're not going to quit again? I got nothing for you on that. That there's you reap what
We'll
you
see
sow.
how they respond to this under him. I mean, this is kind of rarefied air. Well, it's not rarefied air. It's rarefied air. The past 2 years, they've beaten LSU in the opening game both years. So, yeah, it's a little bit different now to have to kind of rebound from a loss. Didn't they open the COVID season with a loss to Georgia Tech? Not the one when I lost my shit.
Yeah, that's the one where you said point blank, fuck them. I'm never don't. You actually said, Rob, I'm telling you, the phrase was something to this effect. If I ever bet on these motherfuckers from Florida State again, come up here and punch me in my face.
Yeah, and what did I do exactly 4 calendar years later? Same damn thing.
Oh, well, fuck, you bet on them fucking 3 weeks later. What are you talking about?
How quickly we forget.
How quickly we forget, yeah. But anyway, the Florida State thing, silly, to say the least. Silly. The Nevada game was interesting because they were such huge favorites. And you know what? I have to apologize to the folks on this fine channel because I thought that they had an opportunity to do something. And I know it's an overreaction type thing, but Nevada is fucking terrible. And they should have won yesterday.
Yeah, they're not good.
The SMU quarterback looked like he played for Shane Beamer. Just terrible. He looked confused. Like he
played for Shane Beamer. What?
Yeah, looked confused, meaning that he couldn't get the ball off. He couldn't do anything. They were dominated on the offensive line. It was just the shits. And I feel bad. I had them picked to go to Charlotte. If they go to Charlotte, if they make it to Charlotte, they play Clemson. It's a fucking bye week. Clemson's in the playoff. I mean, they are that bad. They really are.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, like I said, don't overreact to things, but still, that is a reason to be concerned. I mean, that was not a good team that they were kind of getting pushed around by. It should have never got to that point. I can understand 1 or 2 drives, maybe to get the first game jitters out from under you. I mean, it should not take well. Now credit them for coming back and winning the game. I mean, when it was crunch time, I mean they delivered, but crunch time should have been over in the first quarter in that game. And Nevada probably will win 2 games this year.
All right. Well. There's the
I get off of my computer.
We're talking about
the other game, the mid-afternoon game, the Montana State New Mexico game. That kind of went like I thought it would. I thought New Mexico would punch them in the face, and in fact, on my video I did Friday at the 10.5, I gave that out as kind of like a lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels. Take New Mexico. But at our 4.5 points, I didn't like it. I thought that Montana State would win by about a touchdown. And, I mean, it was close. The hook got me on that. But, I mean, they had that game in the bag. They had it won and give up 21 fourth-quarter points. Just gutless. Gutless.
Biscuit joins the program. What you got, buddy?
What's up, fellas? Hey, you can't be happy with that result on Saturday, Rob, correct?
Which one?
The Florida State one.
But explain to me where you're going. I thought that I didn't think that the way that Norvell builds teams is going to be sustainable for the long haul. I think I've said that on here, but they are mercenary man. Just go and we don't know what we're going to have every year. We're going to just find the best batch of transfers we can get and then go from there. And
I don't mean that you're a bleeding heart for FSU. I mean, in terms of Clemson, that's not a good result for Clemson, right? I mean, the ACC, the ACC has maybe, okay, they have 2 definitive top 15 teams, right? And I know that's debatable about Florida State right now. Everyone always is going to dive on the current result.
NC State's better than they are. NC State's in the top 25.
Maybe.
They're ranked in the top 25, sir.
I know they're 19th.
Where are we going here?
I know they are, but do you honestly think they're a better program than Florida State? They're okay.
I think if they play Florida State right now, they win.
They're a team that comes into that jumps into the top 25 at 18, loses, drops back out, comes back in, and lingers around 22. That's about what they are. They're not a great.
Where I think you're going.
In essence, they're a turd that won't flush.
Well, I think where you're going with this is that I don't go to this whole thing of our conference is great. So if our conference has to be great to make valid that Clemson is great, in my opinion, if you have great players and a great coach, you have a great team. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can't help who's in your conference.
So what
Clemson
you're saying
has a
then
non-conference schedule this year where they play 2 SEC teams, and then they play one of the best G5 teams in the country. And I think Furman is the other matchup, which is the in-state school. So under that logic, they can't help how good or bad South Carolina is going to be. Georgia's supposed to be really good. If Clemson rolls through those 2 SEC teams and they beat a top 20 team in the ACC championship game and roll through their schedule, they should be allowed. They'll definitely be in the playoff.
You're talking happy path. That's the happy path. That's your 13-0. Wonderful. You're in the playoff.
Sure.
I'm talking about if you're 11-1 and you go into the ACC championship and you slip up 11-2. You're sitting at 10 or 11 or something like that.
I don't believe that if you're a 2-loss team and you're a conference championship loser, you don't belong in the playoff anyway. I don't give a shit what conference you play in.
This is a 12-team playoff. How are you not going to be? How are there not going to be conference champions?
I think if you're an 11-2 team that loses in your conference championship, you don't deserve to be in the playoff.
So, if you eliminate all the conference championship losers, who are you putting in?
All right.
He disagrees with you, by the way. There's a dog right there. He disagrees with you. That doesn't make any sense, Rob. You're taking out 4 probably quality teams and grabbing the 15th or 16th best team in the country.
You lost the game in the regular season, and you lost the game. You lost your conference championship.
New world, Rob. This is not a 4-team playoff. This is a 12-team playoff.
Well, that's
You're
fine.
not taking all the conference champions. You're taking out large teams too.
You don't have to agree with me, sir. Just telling you that's what I think.
But okay, so let me. So this scenario plays out like I said. You're 11-2. Clemson is, and they're 10th or 11th or 12th in the country, and you're obviously Liberty or one of those schools is going to take the last spot or whatever. You're not going to be hoping for Clemson to make the playoff. Like, I don't understand that. You're a fan.
I would hope that they would make the playoff, but if they didn't make the playoff, I wouldn't run around like a Florida State fan losing my shit because they didn't.
But what if the difference was? What if the difference was you didn't have a super? Okay, let's just say it plays out like this. Like, okay, you lose to Georgia, and then you, I don't know, put in whoever in the ACC championship game. I guess
you're a smart dude, but I'm not going to sit here and get into this whole conference thing where you better hope that Florida State is good because
that's the problem. Here's the problem with the argument.
I hope
it's not about conferences. It's about your team.
That's where I'm at with all these teams. I don't give a shit how good they are. All I want is my team to win all their fucking games, and then we'll go from there. I don't give a
that doesn't always happen. That doesn't always happen. You don't always win.
That doesn't matter. Look,
the national champion doesn't always win.
Let's say that you're 11-2, and under your logic, you get into the playoffs. You're a flawed team. You're going to go and get your dick handed to you by somebody else.
Probably, maybe not. No, I mean there's no guarantees of that. What are you talking about?
Okay.
You're a flawed team.
You're a flawed
team. Didn't a 2-loss
11-2.
LSU win the national championship in 2007?
I mean,
they lost to Arkansas the last game of the year.
And Drew Brees was 5'9".
Well, there you go. They still have the trophy. They're
forever.
Number one.
There are certain things that can happen. One can happen without the other. I understand that. But in my mind,
you're talking about it like one part of it's uncontrollable. All of it's uncontrollable. So why not pull for the best scenario for your football team?
I am not going to sit around and jerk off FSU and everyone else. I hope they lose every game because in the reality, in the end, it comes back down to, look, that team there went blah, blah, blah. we can give that to recruits and get better recruits to come here. I don't need to hear all this shit about that. Oh, well, you hope that they can win. No, man, I'm not into all that. I'm worried about my team. I don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
That's
you
what
need
should be concerned
you
about your
need
team.
you
That's
need
what it's
more than
about.
one
It's not
team in
about
the
the conference.
conference to
It's
be.
about your team. And
Yeah,
what helps your
I
team
want
is
my
having
team
quality
to
opponents.
win.
What helps your team is
Well,
having what helps your team is
what helps your
walking
team
into
is
Doak
what
Campbell
helps
Stadium
your
and
team.
beating the shit out of them, right? That's what helps your team. Beating
Yeah,
a
you
top
wanna
5
beat-
team
you
and
wanna-
putting yourself in the best position possible and even seeding possible, right, for the playoff. That makes sense.
I'm not
Having a
I'm
bye
not
makes
going to
sense.
go down. I'm not going to go down. You have to have this SEC mentality of you must.
It's not an
You gotta
SEC
beat
mentality.
a-
It's
you
called
gotta
common
beat
It
a
sense.
is an
good Florida
absolute
team.
Common
SEC
sense.
mentality. I
It's
have to
common
root for
sense.
Georgia when we don't play them because we have to what is it? Validate us because we played X, Y, and Z. I'm not
It's
doing
not validating you. It
that.
gives
That
you
is
a better chance of
exactly what
making
it's
the
doing. You
playoff.
just said it makes you look better if you play blah 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 all these other opponents. The only opponents that you can control are your non-conference
The
opponents.
validation is to the playoff committee, not to you or your friends. The point is that if Georgia finishes the season 10-2 and they don't go to the SEC championship and they're sitting at 10 or 11, do I want them to get in the playoff? Hell yeah, I do. And I hope whoever has to lose or whatever gets them into the playoff because you don't know what's going to happen in the playoff. It makes absolutely no sense to sit there and say, and I don't believe you when you say this, that if under the scenario I gave you that Clemson's sitting at 11-2, you would go, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Because
Look, I want them to go, but on the other end of it, I don't think you can make an argument that they should be there and at 11-2. And a lot of it depends on
why?
the
There's 12 teams that go. The top 12 go. They're not the 12. They're not in the top 12 at that point at 11-2. You're gonna lose a game sometimes. Things can't be perfect.
It should mean something. And I don't like the idea of having conference champion losers, especially losers that drop another game in the season. Just don't see it.
So you're for
And
auto qualifying? Are you for auto qualifying conference champions?
No, I don't. I don't think it should be that way either. Because
Who are you filling in then here? Because it doesn't. Okay, so you don't require conference champions. You I conference runners up.
I said that I don't like the idea of the automatic qualifiers simply because
you're gonna fill it in with 1 AA teams.
I mean, I can just let you pick out whoever you want, Biscuit, if that'll make you feel better, brother.
Top 12 in the country.
Whatever. Well,
the top 12 in the country.
That's fine. But that's not going to work either because they have the G5 rule, and you may not have one of those G5 teams that'll be in the top 12. So, but
no,
look, I don't like the whole your conference champion automatically gets to go because you could have a conference champion that's 9-4.
We agree. I completely agree. I don't believe in any.
So why?
I want the best 12.
Then we agree on that. I just don't think that just because you win your conference, you get hot on one day, and all of a sudden you're 9-4, and you're going to get to go. That's not really. I don't buy that. I really don't.
I don't either. But to make you happier, I don't know if you know this, but so if you go back to 2021, when last time Georgia and Clemson played, do you realize that Clemson inadvertently helped Georgia win the national championship?
I'm sure they did. I mean, it's probably exactly true. I mean, one of the toughest games on your schedule was Clemson, right?
Yeah. Well, not only that, you injured JT Daniels, which was a lingering injury that stayed with him. And then they replaced Stetson Bennett. They put Stetson Bennett in because of that injury, and off we sailed, right?
That's fair. But
I wanted to thank you for that too.
Well, I can remember certain people saying that Stetson Bennett was a dwarf, and
I didn't use those words. If you're talking about me, yeah, I was concerned. I thought they needed JT.
No, I wasn't talking about you.
I didn't call him a dwarf. I didn't think he could win a national championship. To be fair, I didn't think he could, and I was completely wrong.
He looked pretty good to
there's
me.
that.
So.
But isn't it amazing?
No, because
isn't it amazing watching that game?
Because he was
Florida State Georgia Tech game. Isn't it amazing the way if you look at Uyunglele, the way he looks and the way he throws, that he would look like he's a fantastic quarterback, and then when you just watch him play over time, you're like, during the middle of the game, they're not moving the ball at all. He's not doing anything. He's slow to decide things, and his body language is not that of a leader. He looks terrible. Do you guys see the same thing?
Yeah, he looks like a sack of shit.
He just doesn't carry himself with any confidence or anything. There's nothing. He just doesn't have it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't understand the decision to go get him out of the portal. I mean, I think they could have had kind of their pick of kids, which makes no sense.
Well, I mean, Ohio State went and got Will Howard, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you couldn't go get Will Howard. You couldn't go get the guy from Miami that's the preseason ACC Player of the Year.
Well, I think they tried to get him. They could have gotten Malik Murphy probably for that ended up at Duke.
Yeah, DJ looks like, and I kind of noticed this. He doesn't look like a leader of men. He kind of goes into the huddle and looks like he's, hey guys, we're going to run this play. That's the way that it's going to be. It just doesn't,
He looks like a mild, very mild version of. I don't know if you remember when Georgia tried to start DeJuan Mathis several years ago against Arkansas. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he got a concussion or
You
something.
want to talk
right?
about a deer in headlights in that game?
Isn't he
He didn't know what he was
isn't he
doing.
the guy who had like some kind of brain surgery or something?
He did a couple of years earlier. Yeah, he had a cyst on his brain or something like that, and they operated on it or something like that and got it. They got it, and he was healthy. He stayed out for about a year and a half, but he was like 6'5", something like that. When we lost Justin Fields to Ohio State, we took their top quarterback recruit, who was that guy. And apparently we just did it based on rankings. Didn't look at him because he couldn't do anything. But anyway,
Yeah,
a long time ago.
Somebody in the comment section says, Rob, don't you have a job tomorrow? How can you drink on a Sunday night? Don't know. Been fucking working since I was 15 and drank beer every goddamn Sunday night, but okay.
I can't do it. It's too heavy.
Goodness.
It's too
What a
heavy on me
mess.
to drink beers.
Didn't DeJuan Mathis transfer to Temple?
Eventually. He did eventually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe right after Georgia. Yeah, Temple. I think that's right. Yeah.
The shit jackpot remembers.
JT Daniels ended up at Rice.
Hey, I remember Fatan Bata.
Oh God, that's like one of the I think that decision is what got Mark Richt fired. So I can thank Fatan Bauta actually for my national championships too.
Because I remember him, but because Walt up here on the radio in the upstate called him the baton twirler because of that name. I just somehow that stuck with me.
Mark Richt suddenly decided to play him against Florida. He was our third string quarterback all season. Just suddenly decided to start him against Florida, and he was a running kind of quarterback, and he decided he threw all over the field in the first half and threw 3 interceptions in the first half, and we were done. But I think that's the thing that got Mark Richt fired, like the final decision. Got him put out.
I hear you on that.
Boring you? How dare you?
Yeah, Christopher says Rob will keep drinking that Clemson shit that says they'll win 9 games.
That's not exactly a high bar there, Christopher.
Yeah, I mean they've won 9 games for fucking ever, but whatever, Christopher. Whatever he needs to drink. I mean, it's silly. There you go. Anyway, what else you got there, Biscuit? I appreciate the debate. We disagree on some stuff, but at least we agree on the conference automatic qualifiers. I have issues with that.
I hate that because you're going to end up with the number 4. The number 4 team is going to get a push up that they don't deserve, and you know what you're going to find is it's kind of funny. And like in this playoff, you're going to find the 5-12 matchup. Like in college basketball, that's always the upset.
Yeah,
5-12 in football is going to be the dominant game where the higher seed wins every time because it's going to be the best second place team in a conference against,
you could
Liberty.
theoretically have like Liberty playing against.
It would be like Georgia. Georgia would have been there last year.
The math last year would have been Liberty versus Georgia.
Yeah.
There's your 5-12 matchup. Hello. What a shithole that would be.
You know what's even worse than that, though? You know what's going to happen one year? You're going to have a game like that where you have a national title contending team like Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia, whoever. Their quarterback's going to get injured in that game playing Liberty or Tulsa or one of these teams, and they're going to have no chance at winning the playoff because of that silly game like that has to be played because we have to accommodate a group of 5 team, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
So, Matt T.
Got to give them their participation trophy.
a champagne of beers kind of guy. I mean, I've drank that stuff. What is it? The MGD. My uncle Bobby loved that shit. Would drink it with him.
Oh, it's Miller High Life.
Miller High Life. That's what it is. The Miller High. He loved the Miller High Life. I would drink stuff with him, and I can guarantee you, up until the day he died, he would whip my ass, your ass, and everybody else's ass. Guy was fucking hardcore. So,
did you guys, when you were growing up, my dad used to drink Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
With the little tab tops. Did you guys go up to your dad and ask for sips all the time? That just seems like that's a thing that we used to do when we were younger that people don't.
That's America, brother.
Yeah.
My dad didn't. My dad didn't drink beer. He didn't drink, believe it or not. Smoked a shit ton of cigarettes, but he didn't drink.
Well, there you go. All right. Hey, Biscuit.
All right, man. Good talking to you guys.
With you, man.
Thank you.
There you go, Biscuit, joining the program. Invite,
pinned a comment there from Leonard Sarasota earlier. He said, unfortunately, Shane Beamer's best attributes ran down Frank's leg. I thought they ran down the back of Mama Beamer's pantyhose, but then again, I wasn't there.
Anyway, there you go. If you want to join the show here.
Rob, did you know that that Steven Garcia and Patrick DeMarco have a podcast, and they had old ball coach on there the other day for like an hour?
I heard that, and I haven't watched it, but I heard that.
I started listening to it, so I'm gonna listen to it tomorrow while I work. I knew that they did it. This should be very interesting.
Yeah. Jackpot. Let's look at the games for this week. I think we've already kind of picked them anyway, but we're not gonna pick them. We'll just tell you who they are.
Yeah, let's go over there and look at that. We got to, it's the best slate that we could come up with.
Yeah. So, let's see here. Let's go. Let's bring it back here. Anyway, I'm gonna have to edit this down, put week 1 up there because I called it week 0, but that's fine. Let's look at it here. Here are the week 1 games. Let's see here. First one's Penn State at West Virginia. Penn State's 9.5-point favorite. Notre Dame at A&M. Notre Dame is getting a 1.5 down at A&M.
Pastor Dave.
LSU and
that game there. Yeah, I don't have a lean on that one. That one's gonna be tough to pick. The Notre Dame one.
LSU and USC. USC is getting 6.5 in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I do have a lean on that one.
Miami at Florida. Miami is giving up 2.5 heading into the swamp.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech at Vanderbilt. Virginia Tech is giving up 13.5 in the land of the Commodores. Southern Miss at Kentucky. Kentucky's giving up 23.5 at the beginning of the season here. Fresno State at Michigan. Michigan is giving up 21.5 to them. Boise State is getting 10.5 at Georgia Southern.
Normally, that's the kind of game we wouldn't put on there, but I thought that one was kind of interesting. That
the first, yeah, it is interesting.
That Boise State was traveling down to Statesboro, down to Paulson Stadium, known as the prettiest little stadium in the country, or something like that they call it, to take on the Eagles of Georgia Southern.
The Cale Hall shitter this week is Eastern Michigan at UMass.
Look at that line on that thing. Tight. It's going to be a nail biter.
It is a shithole game.
Dylan says it doesn't matter. You're not going to pick a game right. Oh, yeah, because I went 0-4 this week on 4 fucking games that did not go the way they were supposed to. It doesn't matter. I won't ever get a game right all goddamn day. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking probably a damn Tennessee fan.
Of course it is. Ethan, thanks for the super chat. Christopher's a fool. I've said it for weeks. GBO. Okay. Why is it that all these Tennessee fans, everything they sign off with is like, it could be, I fucked my mom yesterday. GBO. I had eggs for breakfast. GBO. What the
I
fuck
don't
is
know.
this all about? I don't
Did you
get
see?
that.
I saw it earlier. Old Booger Pot and whoever that clown was that he does his show with had David Sanders on there. They're getting big time. I wish that we weren't in the NIL era and they had gotten somebody like that on there and offered him some money to do it. I could call the NCAA and get his ass fried and get him in all kind of trouble. But since there is no NCAA that has any power anymore over things like that, oh well.
Can you imagine Jackpot? He's like, Jackpot's sitting there on the phone, like looking up, and then he calls up, hello, NCAA. These motherfuckers are giving this guy money to be on this show from Tennessee. You need to go motherfuck them. Yes. That's what's happening. Yes, goodbye. I could see Jackpot doing that. See him doing that.
No, but that's the first podcast or YouTube show that's not like a 24/7 sports YouTube or something like that actually had a player or a recruit on there. So yeah, but it'd be funny as hell if he ends up flipping. Tim.
Big Barney Ross says, life is the limit and I want my kicker back. Chuck Martin. Anyway, Old Dominion is a 17.5-point dog to South Carolina. Clemson is a 13.5-point dog to Georgia. Of course, the Clemson game is at a neutral site. So there you go with that. All right.
Gamecock fans would be very wary of that ODU line in that game. I'm telling you, has potential to be it
has. Well, we're going to talk about that Jackpot and I'm not saying the Gamecocks are on upset watch, but may have to, step back for a second and think, just rolling through them may not happen. And that's for any team in week one. But Big Tube, what you got, man?
Yeah, I knew Florida State was a fraud. Yeah, I really don't understand how they were ranked number 10. I mean, I had them ranked number 23. So yeah, and I have them going 8-4 because I just thought that they just lost too much off of last year's team, but now it's looking like they could go 7-5.
Well, I mean, they would have been, even if they had won that game somehow yesterday, if they pulled it out, they would still be a fraud.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way that Georgia Tech just out physical them. I mean, they just manhandled them on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so if they were 23 in your poll, I suffice it to say, when you redo your poll, they're not going to be anywhere to be found.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
should be. I mean, right now, they just look average as shit. Well, that's below average as shit.
Fraud, as in, I didn't think that they were a top 10 team, and I didn't think that they were going to win the ACC.
Well, I think that what the fraud would be, that what the fan base has been trying to tell us, this is a team that's every year in the playoffs. It's fraudulent the way that they played yesterday. I think it's the way that he was going, but
Yeah, it is.
So
yes, it is. Yeah, and also I want to talk about SMU. I mean, I was never really high on SMU. I figured that they'd win 6 or 7 games, but
there's going to be a learning, like a curve with them coming into the ACC, because even the ACC, as weak as it is, still it's heads and shoulders better than the American Athletic Conference.
Yeah.
And even the teams like toward the bottom of the ACC even recruit better than what SMU does. So,
yeah, I mean, I remember that last year SMU lost to TCU, who was 5-7. They lost to Boston College in a bowl game, who was 6-6.
I mean, I think people last year thought that like Cincinnati and Houston were going to compete in the Big 12, and I mean, it didn't happen. I mean, they got pushed around. I mean, even UCF. I mean, they had a couple of good games, but I mean, they got dominated some too. So it's not easy to step up to the power level competition and
No,
be
it's
effective right away.
Yep. All right, Vic. What else you got, buddy?
that's all I got. Yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
Vic.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good week. Rob has an SEC bias joins us. What's up, buddy?
Good evening. How y'all doing?
Better than we deserve.
Yeah, hell yeah. I wanted to make note of this because I don't think anybody's touched on it yet. But the main person on their D line used to be a Gamecock, Makius Scott. I don't know if you remember him.
On whose D line?
Georgia Tech.
Who is it?
Makius Scott. He was a South Carolina transfer.
I have no fucking clue who that is.
Yeah, he's a D tackle. He was like a 3-star, but he played a hell of a game yesterday.
Well, he went there and got developed. That's what happened.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
a Gamecock fan now.
Because like
because I up until
Hemingway and Boogie Huntley never got that development.
I mean,
until he went over there looking like complete shit yesterday. It was all he needed was some better coaching.
DJ Sanders, or that cat.
That fucking bitch, the comrade, was trying to argue with me today about Clemson hasn't had any quarterbacks that have developed and moved on. 2 of the top 10 paid fucking quarterbacks in the NFL were from fucking Clemson now.
Trent Dilfer said that they kind of had to retool Lawrence's mechanics when he got to Jacksonville because he was more talented when he came out of high school than he was when he got out of Clemson.
Kicked him off the team.
All they did was have him run around a little bit.
He arguably regressed each year, skill-wise.
He is a cunt. He did not arguably regress any year. He was a fucking Heisman finalist his final season there.
From what I heard, he said he wished he had went to Tennessee and played for Butch Jones. And
God damn it! Whatever.
Jeremy Pruitt.
So full of shit.
Let's just be honest with ourselves. I mean, and we don't need to mention the woes of the other quarterback. I don't think, but
on the field, he's one of the best in the league, brother.
Not last year. He was trash.
He was hurt.
Oh, that's the excuse. What did he do when he was playing?
He ripped his fucking shoulder out, dickhead. What do you expect him to do?
What did he do when he was playing?
Period. You don't leave the house. What the fuck are you complaining about?
Hey, I will say Drake May is having an absolute game right now.
Yeah.
All right. Go jackpot when you get a chance. Kevin Harris actually had himself a nice little touchdown. Go check that out.
Are you high calling the program? Why are you speaking in?
Because I'm tired, man.
Came on with us.
Spencer Rattler played pretty well today too for the Saints.
I didn't check what Rattler was doing. I saw somebody commenting about it though. What'd he do?
I mean, I think he led like 4 touchdown drives. 3 touchdowns. They ended up losing the game, but he played a lot better than what's his name, Hayner.
Damn.
So
4 touchdowns. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
Let's address these super chats really quick here. Dylan, thank you, sir. Y'all think North Dakota State could beat Colorado Thursday?
I think they could, but I don't know. I think Colorado is probably going to win. From what I understand, this North Dakota State team is not I don't think they're as good as some of the ones that they've had in the past. I think they got a new coach there, if I'm not mistaken.
Who did Colorado add on the line other than Jordan Seaton?
On the offensive line?
Yeah.
They got some big kid that was
Larry Darrell and his other brother Darrell. I don't know.
Well, that's really what held them back last year. I think the only way North Dakota State's going to do it is if they can kind of muck up the game and make it dirty. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard.
Well, I think they definitely could beat them. So Wouldn't surprise me at all either.
Tristan's going to super chat. That says FSU's O-line and DJ still has to deal with Clemson, Miami, Notre Dame, and Florida. How many times will DJ get stacked and go 3 and out?
Those are likely 4 losses.
Well, how smart does Gilbert Edmond and Vandrevius Jacobs look right now, Jackpot?
I'd say they kind of look like young Einsteins.
Right? I mean, talk about seeing the writing on the wall.
Well, we won't know until after Saturday. I mean, we ain't out of the woods yet. I hate to say, I'm nervous about playing Old Dominion. I'm not, but
you always got to have that feeling in the back of your mind as a Gamecock fan.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, Florida State has started off well the past 2 years under Norvell.
Yeah, beat LSU both years.
Exactly. I mean, you can really. I just don't know what he was thinking with DJ. I know y'all talked about it earlier. I just don't know how he was that fucking stupid. Looks like every other team that took a quarterback around him did a better job.
I think he wanted him to just be like a game manager type quarterback, hand the ball off, make the throws he needed to make. I think he thought his running game would be a lot better than what it is, and that he could set up some third and shorts instead of being these third and long situations all the time. Because look, I mean, Mike Norvell, I mean, he's not an idiot. I mean, he was him last year when he beat Clemson. He was him. Then he quickly fell out of favor with me. But he's not an idiot when it comes to looking at talent. So I don't know if maybe he thought that he could just manage the game for him, or maybe he thought that he could rehabilitate him and get another feather in his cap.
Biscuit with a great point. They have more problems than DJ. Exactly. DJ was not playing on this defensive line. We told was
DJ from what I look at, what I see with my 2 eyes, is he doesn't exactly throw the most catchable ball. Like it doesn't
like low or behind you a little bit.
He doesn't throw the most catchable ball, but his receivers did drop some balls yesterday. They should have caught too.
To be fair, though,
Georgia they're missing Vandrevius.
They gave up Georgia Tech up like 200 yards on the ground. You're not going to win very many games when you give up 200 yards of rushing.
Yeah, we know.
The Gamecocks 1 year, didn't they give up 200 yards to 2 different backs in one game? I mean, that's Jackpot's lived through that.
Sounds about like a
I don't know about that. No.
Oh, wait, didn't McFadden and Felix Jones?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, way back they did. Yeah, Arkansas.
Yeah. I think they both went over 200 yards.
Yeah, that was with Spurrier coaching them too.
Yeah.
The thing is,
those dudes were just fucking freaks. I mean, that was
with this new transfer era. I almost think you can make an argument it's going to turn out a little bit more like basketball, where these teams who can sort of retain their seniors all the way up through, they're going to come up and bite you in the fucking ass when they're all grown up. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to be bought into the culture already. Then you're not going to have a bunch of fucking mercenaries on their team. I think that's what you saw with this Georgia Tech game last night.
I think you should use the transfer portal to supplement. Go out and recruit the best high schoolers you can get. When something happens, supplement with some of these guys that are going to move around.
Yeah, use them for depth. You use them to bridge the gap between one high schooler to the next. I mean,
Yeah, just dabble in it.
Use it to bolster your offensive line when you have a weak recruiting class. I don't know. But
Joe Milton III is taking the field. Remember the guy that could throw for 70 yards from his knee, Jackpot?
Yeah,
he's taking the field right now. So
yeah, I'd absolutely love to see this transfer portal building my team around this mumbo jumbo type of mentality. Just absolutely blow up in Lane Kiffin's face this year, because I can't stand that dude. I can't stand that cocksucker, and I would love nothing more than to see them go 5-7.
Jackpot, this is your intervention. Are you still pissed at him because he told Alshon Jeffrey that you would be pumping gas if you went to South
It's just
Carolina.
that. It's the trolling. It's the he gets in these interviews and he talks all soft spoken like he's this, but then he gets out there and he runs his mouth about popping fucking popcorn and then loses.
And Joe Milton threw a fucking pick first play. Fucking
Who?
A. Joe
Joe
Milton.
Milton throws a pick first play. I don't know. Maybe the penalty will bring it back.
That's
Holding.
not surprising. But
I don't know.
yeah, I don't like him. Ask the damn Tennessee man about him.
Well, I mean,
Well, they're
you don't
pissed
have
at him
to.
because under them they were thinking we're going fucking 12-0 with Joe Milton. So, oh, they're bringing it back. They whistled the Commandos for holding. So
Still, that was like a 5-yard overthrow. You never want to see that shit.
yeah. Well, I mean, oh, but look at that. He got hit too. Yeah, he did hold him. Anyway.
Well,
All right, what else you got, buddy? Anything else?
no, just excited for the South Carolina beatdown of the Monarchs. All right.
Yeah, how's your mascot gonna be a butterfly? I mean,
I don't get it either.
I mean, how much? I mean, does that really invoke fear into the heart of anybody? A butterfly?
What conference are they in?
The Sun Belt.
The Sun Belt. You know, South Carolina plays in the Sun Belt for men's soccer. Do you know that SEC doesn't have men's soccer?
Yeah, they do. I thought it was it the Sun Belt or Conference USA?
No, yeah, they're in the Sun Belt. They play
that's weird.
Such a weak fucking schedule, yeah.
That's very weird.
So
we're not power 4 in soccer.
I guess not, no. But the women are in the SEC still.
Jackpot, the Monarchs have a transfer from Rutgers as their starting quarterback.
Who is it? Garrett Wimsatt?
No, it's Aaron Young should be their starter at running back. I mean, he's a Rutgers transfer. Their leading rusher last year, Kadarius Calloway, transferred to Cal. So there's that.
I did have another update. I know you were talking about Higgins Bruce. He's officially transferred out. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, I saw it. Didn't fucking care, but
yeah, I mean,
well, I made a video about it. I didn't
crazy.
understand what like Gamecock Chuck was telling me the way that would work would be like, he just leaves South Carolina. He could actually like walk on at Louisville. I think was the way that it would work.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the epitome of college football
Just
today.
hold on, think about that for a second. You're going to leave one program where you earned scholarship, and you're going to go somewhere else and walk on. What kind of fucking shit is that?
I don't know, but like I was over on the message board talking about this on Thursday or Wednesday Thursday when it happened, and I said, I'm like, I transferred to one place. They're not going to let me crack the 2 deep. So instead of working my ass off to get better and crack the 2 deep or become a starter, I'm going to take my ball and go home. Welcome to college football 2024. I mean, it is. And somebody commented back, well, I don't know. Being a senior, I don't really blame him. I mean, he wants to play. I mean, that doesn't speak. I don't know if that speaks highly of South Carolina's wide receiver room that he couldn't crack the lineup here, or if it speaks poorly of Louisville. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, if he wanted guaranteed playing time, the motherfucker should have gone to fucking Vanderbilt or some jack off university. I don't know. You can't come to South Carolina.
That or transfer down to a FCS team.
Well, how about maybe just this? Maybe he was thinking that he's better than he is. Maybe
probably. He could have went to Tennessee Tech and balled out.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee, somewhere like that. Troy, Miami, of
How
Ohio.
about going to a school and they tell you, like, look, I'm sure that Beamer wanted him there, but hey, you stay here for a year, you work on your game, and then get another shot at it. Let's try that.
Now, he had a red shirt.
Harry Leggy says homesick. Well, it couldn't have been homesick. He was from Dillon, South Carolina.
Well, there you go.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
All right,
I don't
so-
know either.
Well, go ahead and do the silly thing you do
Yep.
with your
Horns
quarters and
down.
all that.
Horns
Yeah.
down.
Vandy
South
Dandy
Carolina.
said you need to stop the Vanderbilt slander.
Stop
I'm
calling
sorry,
our show
Vandy
high.
Dandy. South Carolina will carry the weight of the state with getting a week 1 win. All right, we both know what's going to happen.
You better just
Where's the
be-
game? It's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be an absolute massacre. Watch out. Make sure your fucking bus doesn't get jacked when you're driving down there. You're going to get shit on
Are
by
they
Kirby
gonna run? Are
Smart.
they going to run down the hill and rub the rock?
Yeah, what are they going to do for that? Are they bringing the rock? How do they usually do that?
I'm not even going to justify that with a response, sir. Just whatever if you feel like you need to say, just go ahead and say
Maybe,
it.
hey, Kale, maybe they bring the other half that Clemson fan chipped off.
That little
Maybe that's the road rock.
He went to jail. He went to jail for that too. I'm sure he's out by now. Did anybody ever do a follow up? Where are they now? Thing. I might like to try to do that for my YouTube channel.
That'd be a good one.
That kid down and interview.
That'd be a good one. I want to hear that, and then the dude who spiked the trees in Auburn.
Well, he died.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, he died. It'd be kind of hard to interview old.
Yeah, if you want an interview with him, go get a fucking shovel.
What was his name? God.
Harvey Updike.
Harvey Updike. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
You guys take
that's
care.
Your job to go there, sir. You get to go dig him up. Get your shovel, sir.
Well, you guys take care, and just know.
Dig him up. He was mean.
South Carolina is going to be the only team to get a week 1 win. Fuck you, Rob.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys? Y'all mentioned Joe Milton and his wonderful play. I think that's DJ's problem. I think highly rated quarterback, big body. People see him. They're like, oh, this guy's 6'4", 6'5", and 250 pounds. He's a stud. He should be the next Ben Roethlisberger. And then he gets out there and he throws the ball too damn hard. He doesn't throw a catchable ball when it's close to him. And he can throw the ball. I'm sure he could throw the ball, maybe not as far as Joe Milton, but pretty damn far. But he probably throws with the same velocity at 10 feet as he does 100 feet.
He has no, you know what? I agree with you. He has no touch on any of his passes.
Yeah, and that was a big Milton, especially when he got put under pressure. Like he would, at the beginning of the game, or if we were playing UConn or some bum ass team like that, he would put nice touch on a ball. But then when it was Georgia or Alabama or something, and pressure started getting to him, he'd throw it into the dirt or throw it into trying to break fingers. Like Nico Collins, when he was at Michigan, Nico Collins said Joe Milton broke 2 of his fingers with one of his passes on a 10-yard out. Like,
damn.
To be fair, Brett Favre essentially did the same thing. I mean, he could throw that way, but
damn, he's out there throwing fucking cannonballs.
So, by the way, just remember, and I don't mean to put this out there, but Dabo Swinney said this about DJ Uiagalelei. Wait, what's it gonna play? Oh man, it's not gonna play. Damn it! Let's try this one. It's not working. Anyway, that's where Dabo was making comments about slap dicks and everything else with this guy. I mean, that's what that was actually happening with Uiagalelei, and he had so many people.
Yeah, he was defending him, and then
I think his dad's a big problem too. I'll give him the excuse because, I mean, I never experienced it, but I know your parents going through a divorce probably a big thing weighing on your mind. And then, but now his daddy's out there. Like a Florida fan was like, DJ, you sucks, like in a space, and his daddy was like dropping the N-word and all kinds of stuff in a space, like defending his son. It's like it's good for you to defend your son, but bro, like you represent his brand too, and you're out there embarrassing the shit out of him.
Here you go.
But
this dude's a freak.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. And this
slap dick from East Boga, right. Community college.
Let's get.
But I mean, that's how. I mean, Joe.
Yeah, right now he's looking like he would be a backup at East Padoga.
Joe Milton tricked Jim Harbaugh, who's a national championship winning coach. I think Josh Heupel's a pretty good coach. Tricked him. Hell, he convinced the damn Patriots, even though they took a first round quarterback, they convinced him to take him. And so I mean, DJU's probably going to trick a team into taking him just off measurables alone. I mean, if you've got a guy like AR who had like a 50% completion percentage in college and threw like 2 more touchdowns than he did interceptions through his whole college career, if that dude's getting taken in the top 5, these teams are so dumb just taking a quarterback. Oh, I can change them. They sound like the girl dating the gangbanging drug dealer that's like, oh, I can change him. He'll be different for me. No, he showed you who he was.
The guy that hits women.
Yeah, he showed you who he was.
He'll only give me one black eye. I just have to make his eggs better next time.
Yeah, but it's like Joe Milton. I think Joe Milton probably. I mean, I'm glad because it makes our brand look a little bit better. I'm glad he's on a team, but he's probably going to wash out. Anthony Richardson, hell, he's hurt all the time, and when he ain't hurt, he's overthrowing balls and stuff. So I don't know, these studs that need to be playing a different position, but everybody's too scared to be like, maybe you should play a different position, because then they're like, is this because I'm black? I mean, people asked Trevor Knight to play safety, and
I think Jaden Daniels is going to be good.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels would be great.
That's what I'm saying.
Daniels could throw a catchable ball.
Good. Yeah, he reads defenses, and he's he can. I think he's going to be really good, but
we'll see. Everybody's so scared because after the Lamar Jackson thing, everybody's scared to ask a player if he'll play a different position. But if you're an athlete, and Lamar Jackson had made a lot of people eat crow on that, but he's the exception to the rule. He's not proving the rule. Like, I don't know. Joe Milton should play tight end. Anthony Richardson should probably play tight end. And DJU, I don't know what he'll play. If he gets his daddy size, maybe he can play O-line. I don't know.
Well,
why was there a random Florida fan telling DJU that he sucked? Where did this happen?
It was in a Twitter space, and it was a Florida fan arguing with an FSU fan in FSU space, because they're rivals. And he's like, DJU ain't shit. Like, he ain't gonna be shit. And then they gave his daddy a mic, and his daddy you could probably find it on Twitter. A lot of people have
to be fair. Big Dave Uyunglele has pissed off so many fan bases on Twitter with his bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, the recruitment of his brother, he's pissing everybody off. I mean, that guy's just a complete douche.
He was telling that Florida fan, he's like, meet me at the Florida game. He's like, you won't say that shit to my face. It's like, oh my God, dude, it's Twitter. Calm down.
Yeah. How about just shut the fuck up?
Yeah, it's the internet, dude. Stop.
But if I can find it, I think somebody in some of the Twitter spaces I'm in have it. So if I can get it, I'll send you the Twitter link on in your DMs.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
All right, I'll let you guys get down the road.
Oh shit! All right, brother. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Right,
let's get Billy in here before we get out of here, Jackpot.
Just so we know, this has been a sports channel. We got to give recognition to the Florida Little League team, the United States team that beat Taiwan today in extra innings.
Cool.
All right. That was Little League?
Yeah, the Little League World Series. They won the
they won on a pass ball or a bad throw or something.
Yeah, there was an extra innings, and the United States bunted the ball, and the Taiwanese catcher come out and threw it to first, didn't really look up, and the second baseman didn't rotate over to cover first base. So they scored. Yeah. It was like an 8th inning stuff, but
Leonard Sarasota says losing Pete Limbo may have been a big loss for Beamer, but he has a plan. Heard he dusted Frank off and brought him home from the antique mall. No, actually went out and got a guy who's been coaching in the NFL for about 30 years to coordinate his special teams. So
I mean, that's what you got with
I need to give Christopher Adams recognition and props tonight too. He's getting as bad as Octavian.
How's that?
Over here chirping. Hey, I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Don't back into anything. The Old Dominion game. Jackpot, you alluded to that earlier, and me and BBR, I don't know if you've been seeing over here, we kind of did a little research for what it matters. I'm really not a last year or records type thing, but they beat Southern Miss, Appy State, Georgia Southern, and Georgia Tech. Now, y'all have to help me with this, Rob. Was Wake Forest any good last year?
No.
No.
They were.
Okay.
They weren't.
They
It was
lost to
not
Wake
one of Dave
Forest.
Clawson's better teams.
They lost to Wake Forest by 3. But Rob did mention out in Stole My Thunder, they did get a couple of decent transfer portal kids in, that quarterback, and then they picked up a couple other people. So this this might be a good game, I guess. What's the spread?
if you're
20
they have one player who had 140 tackles last year.
Yeah, his name is
Jason Henderson.
Jason Henderson. Now
He's from the Poconos. He's from Dingman's Ferry, Pennsylvania. But what is that? What is that?
Matthews transferred to Michigan State. So,
what does that tell you, though?
Yeah.
What
tells you the defensive line sucks. They're not making tackles.
Tells you the rest of their defense is ass.
Yeah. So I lost my train of thought there. I was trying to keep up with Christopher over here in the.
That's going to be a tall order keeping up with Christopher.
And Jackpot, he insulted me today. Or used his word. He besmirched me on my picks. The only one I got wrong was FSU.
Well, that's the one that most people, the only one they got right.
That's a long season, sir.
I took FSU. Yeah, it is. But I was going to tell Christopher if he needed making any picks this week, just to let me know. I'll help him out.
Did he go 0 for 4? Was he perfect also?
I don't know. I think he was 2 for 2 over there.
Oh, God.
But damn it, if he's not giving Octavian a run for his money.
Leonard says, Crockpot, if you're Mr. Perfect, what does that make Rob? King Kong Bundy? No, Hillbilly Jim.
I thought I would be Akeem the African Dream, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, you kind of do look like an Akeem the African Dream type of.
Yeah, why not?
A one-man gang type of man.
I know what I want to say. Christopher was wondering how Joe Milton's at New England. Let's be perfectly clear. His head coach is Jared Mayo, a Hall of Fame Tennessee player, evolved for life. That's why Joe Milton is at New England.
God, they're everywhere.
That's why he's at New England. So, but anyway, y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Billy.
Bye-bye.
Christopher, join the show before we get out of here. What you got, man?
You let me get in after Billy done damn left. But
I didn't want you two sitting there, spewing jizz at each other to end the show.
Oh God. We're not spewing that. It's something. Look, me and Billy.
We're not going to do a Hannibal Lecter here.
We actually became pretty close during the Rooster Channel, but he done then damn went sidewall on me. He's mad because I'm 2-2 and didn't go 0 and 4, I guess. But oh well.
Well, I went 0 and 4, so that
Is this your first year of the contest, though?
Look, yes.
Okay, let me give you some advice.
It's early.
Don't talk shit in week 0, and then your ass is going to end up fucking fucked by week 10.
I want the golden penis, guys. Can you not face it? I want the golden penis.
You're battling Peg and Megan for the golden dick, sir.
Tristan over in the comments says South Carolina losing 4 games by 20 plus. Based on what?
That's what upset me because that shit ain't gonna happen.
Based on what?
Exactly my point. So, Rob, in all honesty, what happens? Do you think if I'm not saying you have a losing season, maybe you go 8-4, maybe you go 9-3, but do you think Dabo will see the reality of using the transfer portal?
No, I think he's too into it now. He's standing on that, and he's like, screw it, I'm not gonna change.
Well, what's your comments on that? Do you? I mean, like in all honesty, like I'm a
I
South Carolina fan.
I think you should use the transfer portal to supplement, but don't go out and do the Florida State way and get a bunch of mercenaries. I don't think that works.
Don't do that because you might add too many people to your team that just don't have the same culture or the same attitude. You know. So I agree with you there. I still say Carolina's gonna beat Clemson.
Sure, I would expect to say that.
I can't say nothing different.
Here's the deal: if you went the the last, I don't know, 9 games, 10 games, whatever, you won like 1 game out of 9. So if you did, you'd be right 1 time out of 9. So I mean, eventually you'll get right.
You got to throw all your money and not money, but throw all your pebbles into it. You know what I mean? But on a serious note, so I think it's Nathan Dalton or some shit like that wants me to bet him $300 on the NC State Tennessee game. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I don't fucking know you. I'm just saying I
Well,
think NC State's gonna win.
Sometimes, people want to say things over in the chat, and they've had a couple of drinks or whatever. And
I'm one of those.
Well, they can feel free to send me the money, and I'll hold on to it, and we'll play out whoever wins.
That's different.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
think
by
I'm
the
gonna
way,
bet.
if you do that, Jackpot charges an idiot tax. The idiot tax is 68%.
Did you say an Indian tax?
Idiot tax. Idiot tax.
In all
Make you bet
I'm an idiot, damn it.
to the point where not you.
You're
charging them for being idiots, for fucking having to have you hold their money for them. It's an idiot tax. You get 68% of that $300 from both of them just for holding it.
So Rob, you say Clemson going 9-3?
9-3 or 10-2, yeah.
Who do you have them losing to?
I think they lose next week, and I think they might drop the Vatech game.
But they're going to lose to Carolina, though.
No, they're not.
They are going to lose to Carolina. No,
all y'all so high on Virginia. My God.
Because playing there on a Saturday night, I think that Virginia Tech is a tough place to play, and winning there is hard.
Dabo hadn't won in tough places before. I mean,
what about Florida State though? You don't think Florida State?
I'm not going to sit here and just we're going to go undefeated. You asked me, and I told you that's how.
Yeah, you could still lose to Florida State. I'm not sold on them being.
You still think you're going to beat Florida State? Because as far as I can see, I don't think Clemson can hold on to the ball.
Well, I'm not sold on them being as terrible as they looked yesterday.
No.
Maybe they'll improve. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know, but
the only thing I don't like is their offensive line got pushed around, and that's I don't know that can necessarily be fixed in a week.
Nope.
So can Clemson hang on to the ball?
Yeah, well, that's the big thing with the Clemson offense. Can Maffa hold on to the ball, and can Klubnik get the plays and run what he's told? Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, that's a big deal. No, I agree.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Klubnik taking the play calling into his own hands again.
Yeah, if he does, I'm going to be on the camp of fuck you, you're cut. You don't want to run the plays that we called. You don't get to ride the team bus out of here.
No.
Find your own ride home, dickhead.
I say,
if you cause a loss.
Find yourself an Uber cave.
If you cause a loss, you're walking. But anyway, that's all I got to say. I was hoping y'all would let me join with Billy Cole. And no, I haven't ran into anything down.
All right, here's Billy. Go ahead before we get out of here. He came back. All right, what do you got quickly here?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
How are you picking teams when you went 0 for 4 this week?
I went 2-2 this week.
Oh, okay. My bad. I just
I went 0 for 4. That's why I've got the nickname Mr. Perfect.
Oh,
Hold
really?
on. Billy Cole, are you facing all-timers
Mr.
now?
Penis, because that's where you're going to end up. You keep picking that way, Jackpot.
Well, that's the goal is not to be that.
I want to say something here. This is specifically to Christopher. Jackpot, do not take offense to this. All I'm telling Christopher is when the games start playing and you start barreling winning or losing someplace, I don't want to hear the first excuse. I don't want to hear freshman quarterback. I don't want to hear new offensive coordinator. I don't want to hear new schemes. I don't want to hear they're new to Columbia. I don't want to hear nothing. You take the L and walk off the field. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
Tennessee fan.
Huh?
When Bentley came into the system, he was like, well, this time last year, he was in high school. He should be a senior in high school this year, but he's out there playing. Fuck you. Fuck him. Him and his
Right.
all never again ass. Fuck him.
Christopher, how long has Sellers
Billy-
been in the? How long has Sellers been in the system?
Long enough to beat Tennessee.
No. Tell me. I want to know. Tell me how many years he's been there.
2. Fuck would I know
Okay,
that?
so like I say, hopefully the L's don't start dropping. I'm pulling for South Carolina, but when they do, for you,
ain't pulling for no
for-
damn South Carolina. You hate us
Yes,
like
I
I
am.
hate you.
no, I hate's an ugly word. Just for you, I don't
Okay,
want to hear
dislike.
the first. I don't want to hear the first excuse. I don't want to hear nothing about
There's no
the O
excuses here. I didn't
line.
put. Look, if you're asking me, yes, I put Sam on the field, but did we win?
No.
Yes. All
You
right.
you beat us, and you need to hang a banner for that. I bet you
We
got
will.
pajamas that says 2022 Tennessee.
Vandy
All
Dandy
right.
kind of zinging you over in the comment section, saying
my next-
Tennessee fans
Oh,
don't take
it
that
was an
L
L.
very well when they lose
took
to
it.
South Carolina.
You're talking
My-
about sports talk, Jan. It was one loss. You've beat us 11 times in 40 years. Now what?
My next question is,
I don't know.
who's
Does
the
Jay still
president,
talk about
Billy?
that? I haven't
Who's the
watched.
president?
Oh God.
I
I
haven't watched them in weeks.
it
We're
just
not talking
it's
politics on the program there, Christopher.
Who's the president? I'm just trying
What
to
it-
make sure
what
he's
it-
not hitting Alzheimer's. You know what I mean?
what did Christopher have to say? What
He asked you who the president was. Like, what the fuck does that matter?
If he's getting Alzheimer's. All right, Clemson, Mr. Clemson, is
What
he
is
getting Alzheimer's?
You mean
Oh, God.
Alzheimer's?
I don't know
Same
who is the
fucking thing.
president.
Is that South
Camilla.
Carolina for Alzheimer's? Is that what you're trying to say? Oh gosh, Christopher.
I'm the golden penis model. No,
Rob,
look.
Rob, you need to.
Rob can
pin all
model
his
the-
statements.
He's got
You
it
need
right
to
there
pin
on the
all these
bookshelf behind
predictions.
it. Woo! Take it out and twirl it around.
Do I need to go get the penis? Hold on, I'll go get the penis.
Yes,
Hold on.
I actually want to see it. I've been interested in seeing what
I
it
bet
looks
you
like.
I'm gonna go pick up.
I
I'm
bet
gonna
you
go
do.
pick up the
Billy,
dick.
you wish I look at
Hold
your
on, honey.
dick.
Hold on,
bet
honey. I'll
you
be a little
do.
bit late for dinner. I
Here.
gotta go drive by the store and pick up the
There you
dick.
go.
That's not what I'm saying, guys. I just want to see if it's real.
Yeah.
All right, if I can actually win
The
a
golden
prize
penis.
here.
Jackpot's seen the golden penis. This right here. There you go. The golden dick, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm
Says
dead
Walt
ass serious. If
Disney.
I vote them all wrong, you send me that. I'll give you my address. I'm not fake.
Look at this. I'm fucking Jackpot with it. Get out of here,
Okay,
Jackpot.
yeah, you're having a little bit too much fun with that thing. He's
Where do
got
you
a
live,
red, white, and
Christopher?
blue ribbon around it. Is that
Hold
whole
on,
program
hold
thing?
on.
I
I think you were
I made it I made it an American dick, Jackpot. All right, it's an American. I will not sit idly by.
That dick came down the ramp singing,
Oh
"I'm
my
a real
God.
American."
Isn't that
Right.
supposed to be
Look.
begging Megan's?
Yeah, he came down singing the old Hulk Hogan bit. I'm a real American.
All right, Rob. So,
Look, it
in
has
honesty,
veins on it
Rob.
too. Look at that. Big Barney
Rob.
Ross is impressed by that. It has veins on it, Big Barney Ross.
Rob, you need to send me my shirt from basketball season. Tell
hold
Christopher
on.
who
So,
Shh.
I had to call out Big Barney Ross here because he thinks Kentucky's going to beat Carolina, and he said it was, he said Old Dominion was going to destroy Carolina. Is what he said.
Oh,
I
I
don't
would
know if
say
that's the
that.
Old
fake.
Dominion game, but
Who
No,
said
he
that?
said Old Dominion. Big Barney Ross.
He's been okay.
Christopher.
He been drinking that bourbon a little too
look,
much
all right.
tonight.
So look, this has been sitting over there, by the way, and whoever loses has to let me ship this to them.
Look, I'll take it if I'm the first one that's in the closest to last place. I'll take it. I'll tell you my address. You just gotta write transfer portal on it. If you write that, I will give you my address.
Rob.
If I come in last.
Kale, tell Christopher who won the basketball Callaway pick'em.
I believe that would be you.
Yeah.
No,
Rob, you got him his shirt yet?
No, I
that's
haven't.
how you got that recliner.
We're almost in next basketball season. This man still hasn't gotten his damn.
Hold on. I just forgot. Hold on.
Very derelict in your duties.
That's okay.
All right. Well, no, I'm sorry about that. No, I just forgot to send it off to Eddie because I'm not very smart.
Extra large, probably.
Leonard says that was 24 carats and 6 inches of pure
Hey,
circumcised
seriously.
gold. First off, it didn't look 6 inches. Second of all, how do you know it was circumcised? Because it was freaking hard, dude.
Oh gosh.
It might. I mean, it might. You know,
Yeah, that's.
we'd have to have. You need to get a flaccid Dick
A
trophy.
plastic dick trophy? Okay.
We'll see if it's circumcised or no.
In all honesty, I thought it should have been 12 inches, and that's not because I'm fucking gay or gay. I just thought it'd be
You're a
bigger than the
size
4
queen.
inches that are on
Who
there.
brought
All right?
that up?
Size matters. It needed to be big and throbbing. I understand.
Exactly, because you took it up the ass when you came in last place.
Big veiny cock.
Nobody's
My
taking dicks
goodness.
out of the damn. No, we're not doing that, sir.
Rob, come on, you know Clemson's gonna take it when we beat you. Just face
Oh.
it.
All right. Well,
Just
fine. It's the same shit that I hear every year, and then November comes. Then the bell rings.
Can't wait. The bell is gonna ring this year.
Then the bell rings and Frosty Tips has to hit some field goals for you to win.
Back to Georgia Tech. They're 20th in recruiting right
Hey,
now. And they're
let's just
cleaning
hope
up
the
in the state of
backwards
Georgia.
pass
Stop pointing that at
is or
me.
isn't what it's supposed to be. All right. Because Clemson is so close to Carolina. You know, so close. Oh,
Guys
God.
have a
They're
lot of
handing it
fun
to-
out there playing
they're
with
handing it to each
dildos.
other.
I was going to tell him to do something else, but no.
But, yeah, I bet you
I'm
would,
serious.
Billy.
Somebody's
You
getting
would-
the somebody's
would
getting
say,
the penis trophy this year.
jackpot. Jackpot. Billy was going to say, put your mouth to it. I know that's what he was
No,
going to say. I could tell. That's
No,
how
no,
the
no,
Tennessee fans think.
No.
All right, gentlemen.
Where do you
we appreciate
where do you live
guys.
out in South Carolina, Christopher?
Right outside of Aiken, North Augusta.
Okay.
Yeah, but you left, right?
Look, I was born in
Thank you.
Augusta. I could be pulling for Georgia, damn it. But I pulled
Well,
from
sure,
South Carolina.
you normally do if they're playing anybody else.
I'm
You know,
gonna
well,
look.
they got South Carolina schedule.
I'm pulling for them when they beat your ass, and I'm pulling for Carolina when they beat your ass. I'm pulling for everybody that beats your ass.
Who is that?
Christopher.
No,
Excuse
that was
me,
not
yeah,
me.
Paul
That had to
Belts.
be Jackpot.
All right.
Yeah,
Yo,
this stuff's
appreciate
carbonated heavily.
Oh man.
All right,
he
guys.
All right, Christian,
All
you
right,
have a
y'all.
safe
Christopher
drive
may end
tomorrow.
up with
Don't
this Golden
be
State
backing
story.
into stuff, okay? You be
You,
safe
Billy.
tomorrow. Make sure your seatbelt and your hard hat and your goggles are on.
We gotta get rid of this
I'm-
thing because it's in the wife's china cabinet. So
I'm
it's
paying
like
your
Bye-bye.
bills,
there
Billy.
next
I'm
to the
paying them.
fancy dishes.
There you go. Thank you. Good night,
All
all.
right, y'all. Good night.
You know that, right, Jackpot? The penis trophy sits next to the dishes in the china cabinet.
I hope it's not touching them.
No,
It's not dishes you eat off of, is it?
Jackpot. It's a plastic toy thing. It's not like we're using it to sodomize people with. We're not giving it the
What
old.
else would you use it for?
Well, you give it to whoever's the world champion with the.
No, I don't ever remember Ric Flair having that.
Ric Flair showed everybody the world champion penis. What are you talking about?
The baby's arm, anyway.
The baby's arm. All right. Well,
Thomas wants to know. I think that's a good one. Why the fuck is it in the china cabinet?
I put it in the china cabinet, and I just forgot it was there. And we don't really
You
mess
had
with the
anybody
china
over?
cabinet.
Like anybody's parents come over? I mean, what's it?
They all know that I'm fucked in the head. They don't. They're
What
like,
is that?
It's a penis award for the show.
David says, "What about Charleston Southern? What about them?"
What about 'em? Their mascots, the Buccaneers. Jamie Chadwell coached there. My friend Julian's daughter's a cheerleader there. So what else do you want to know? All right, there you go. All right, Jackpot. It's been a good show, buddy.
Yeah, it has, man. It's time to hit the wet blanket says it was a baby's arm holding an apple.
Very good. All right, appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later on.